Charles, oh my goodness. Can you please, he's got this thing that he's already ripped the tail off. Please take it over. Can you take it over to your bed? Come here. Over there and chew on it. Oh my gosh. Nope, he's gonna bring it right back. You gotta stop while I'm filming. Can you stop? You both look surprised that no, just lay down for a few minutes, okay? Just be calm. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work, guys. Look, he's got, it has to go up. Don't, Charles, don't jump up there. Charles, get down. Charles, no. Hey guys, thank you very much for joining me for this book haul. It is December 2nd or 3rd, and I'm already doing my December book haul. That should tell you something about the state of my haul pile in the corner there. Sometimes I try not to look at it because it's a little intimidating, but today we're going to go through some of those books. I've got a pretty good pile here. I know I say that a lot, but I found some good stuff. So let's get started. First 3 books I've got are a little bit older, and they are Tolkien. This one isn't by Tolkien. It's about Tolkien though. Really like the cover. I'm always on the lookout for different editions of The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings. I didn't have these ones, so I did pick them up. We've got The Fellowship. Look at that hat. I love it. And then we have The Return of the King. I love finding those old ones. I did find 2 illustrated novels, manga, whatever you want to call them. First one is The Lightning Thief. And the second one I had never heard of, but it is a thick book and it's called Blankets. The reviews on the back make it seem like it's a really kind of wintry, cozy, a rarity, a first love story so well remembered and honest that it reminds you what falling in love feels like. Achingly beautiful. Yeah, and I flipped through it and it seems like a good one to go through in the winter months when you're like cozied up inside. So we're gonna check that out. I did find a few Stephen King novels, as I tend to, in thrift stores. The Bazaar of Bad Dreams, which is quite a cover. Love it. Skeleton Crew. I was really excited to find this one, Misery. I have been wanting to read this book for so long. Stephen King books are really hit or miss for me, which is fair. But this one just seems like one that I would really enjoy. So this one and Cujo, I've really been wanting to get to. And then the last one is Dolores Claiborne, which I have not heard of before. Don't know what it's about. I'm guessing it's about an evil woman named Dolores. It is almost 2024. To get the year started off right, I did find a few self-help books that looked kind of promising. Self-help books I'm not typically drawn towards, but I was just feeling kind of inspired to find a few, maybe read a little in the morning before I start work, just to get the day started off right. I figured, why not? I'll see if I can make it a habit. First one I found is The Little Book of Hygge. For those of you who don't know, that's just kind of a Danish word meaning comfort, coziness. I've got fairy lights and candles, and I'm all about that sort of comfort in my apartment. So this just seems, it's just like short little chapters about how you can bring that home and how you can kind of live in that way, which I really like. Anam Cara, is that how you say that? I do not know. It's a book of Celtic wisdom. I found a quote from this book. Don't remember what it was. Don't remember where I saw it, but it just struck me as being really kind of profound and wise and very simple terms that it just kind of stayed with me. So I tracked it back to this book. I'm really excited for this one, actually. You Are Here, which is all about kind of learning to live in the present. That's always good. The Wisdom of Sundays. This is from Oprah. And it's just, yeah, like short, little, easy to read, easy to consume. I think interviews with a lot of different people about inspiration, going through tough times, and just like a big variety of subjects. Rainn Wilson. There you go, The Office. I want to read about Dwight. Yeah, good stuff. Next one I had never heard of, and it's called Castle Rackrent, I think. I did a little bit of reading. I think this is kind of an Irish classic, maybe? I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But during the 1790s, with Ireland in political crisis, a woman wrote this, and it was a surprisingly rebellious choice. I don't know what was going on politically in Ireland at the time, but I guess I'm going to find out. Next, we have The Beast, A Journey Through Depression. Ever since I read Marya Hornbacher's Wasted and Madness, like two of the just most beautifully kind of achingly poetic, painful books I've ever read. I've always been on the lookout for books that kind of remind me of that. I do have to be careful with them because they can be difficult to ingest, I guess, at times. If you have mental illness, I think you have to be careful about going kind of too deep into reading about it. You can kind of be sucked in and get to a bad place. So I like to test them out a bit first, but this one seems like it would be pretty good. So There's Someone Inside Your House. I'm guessing this is horror. I've heard of this before. I feel like this was all over at one point and people weren't crazy about it. But, I mean, who cares? I could love it. One by one, the students of her small town high school begin to die in a series of gruesome murders, each with increasing and grotesque flair. Stephanie Perkins, Anna and the French Kiss. She wrote this. I never read that book, but I know people like went crazy about that book. Interesting. Okay. That's very interesting. When I Am Through With You, this is Stephanie Cohen. I read The Smaller Evil by that author a month or two ago. Really, really liked it. Out of all the books she's written, I think this is the one that she gets the most praise for, so we'll give it a shot. The Spite House. I really wish I had found this a little bit earlier in October. I would have read it for my kind of spooky supernatural month, but maybe I'll read that next year for Halloween. We'll see. The Secret Commonwealth. I read His Dark Materials, the first series by this author. I have not gotten into this one, but I know it is connected to the first series. I think some of the same characters are there. Don't know how much time has passed. I guess we'll see. I do have the first book in this series as well, so I could get started on it at any time. I don't know. I wasn't crazy about the first series, His Dark Materials, so we'll see. Okay, let's go through some of these a little bit faster. In a Strange City, something about how every night on Edgar Allan Poe's birthday or the day he died, birthday, a figure wrapped in a dark cloak visits his grave and leaves 3 roses and half a bottle of cognac. Okay. The Orphan Master. This is about, I think this is in the 1663 in New Amsterdam. All these orphans start dying and people are accused of witchcraft. Okay, Madame. This is set, I think, in Scotland, in some sort of like girls' school. Bad things start happening, really creepy, really atmospheric. I think it focuses on a teacher there at the boarding school. I don't know if people start dying or disappearing or what, but yeah, I mean, the cover looks creepy and promising. Kagan the Damned, fantasy book. First, I think, in a series. Do I need more fantasy series? No. Did I still buy it? Yes. Frog Music. This is the author who wrote Room. What is Frog Music about? An unsolved murder in 1870 San Francisco. Everything. Awesome cover. Wave. This is a memoir about, I think the author lost her family in a tsunami in Sri Lanka in 2004. Yeah. And this is the memoir. I think she said, it said she lost her parents, her husband, and like her children. When it's a memoir and it's about like a real life tragedy, I never want to be like, that sounds interesting. But like, it seems like it would be really gripping, I guess is a better word for it. The Cat's Table. This is about a young boy who stows away on a ship, I think in the 1950s. Yeah. And his experience during the journey. Good Omens. I am slowly trying to work my way through all Neil Gaiman's books. I have not read this one. I did watch the first season of the TV show. Year One. Nora Roberts is one of those authors that I see her name and I don't know why. It's not a good thing that I do, but I automatically think like, oh, she's a romance writer, and she's definitely not. And she's written so many books. It's like an apocalyptic, half the world's population is gone. There's magic now instead of science. Yeah. Next we have Alice Isn't Dead. This is the author who wrote Welcome to Night Vale. I hear about that in like the most random, weirdest places. I don't have that one, and I think this is the third book. Is it a series? I don't know. First of all, that's so cool. I'm so easily like impressed by by book covers on the inside. Like if it has a picture in it, I'm like, oh, awesome. I don't think it's a series. Is it like a standalone thing? Because Welcome to Night Vale is also a podcast, isn't it? I don't know. I really need to just figure out what's going on with this. The Beak of the Finch. This won the Pulitzer, so I picked it up. Easy as that. And then last book on the list, we have Your Heart is a Muscle the Size of a Fist, which is about the protests, the WTO demonstrations, protests in Seattle that happened in, I think, 1999. I really don't know much about what happened, but I'm guessing from this description that it quickly turned violent. I really should know what was going on. I don't, but that's okay. I will read this and I will learn. And that is it. Those are the books that I hauled in December. 2 days into December, those are the books that I'm saying that I hauled. So I will see you guys next time. Thank you again for joining me. Charles, do you want to say goodbye? Charles, do you want to say bye? Say bye-bye. He's like, leave me alone, woman. Let me sleep. All right, guys. Thanks again. See ya.